2 of epi. Push now.
Charging to 300. Clear.
Still flatline compressions.
Time of death, 6:42 p.m.
The monitors were flatlining. Officer Ryan Carter's pulse was gone. His breathing had stopped. Time of death, 6:42 p.m.
Easy, Shadow. Hold, boy. We're almost there.
Before we begin, don't forget to hit like, repost, or share and subscribe. And I'm really curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments.
We're losing them. Hang in there, Ryan.
Charging the defib. Stand clear.
I need you to move the dog now.
Ow, he bit me! Get this dog secured immediately. We are losing him. Vitals are crashing.
Just as the Caucasian male doctors were about to cover Ryan's face with the sheet, a golden retriever 3.
Don't worry, I think he likes me.
Come on, buddy. Let's go. We apologize for the disturbance, sir. Wait, what's that smell? Get a light. Oh my God, it's a venom site. We need anti-venom stat.
We're losing him. Push epi.
The ECG is erratic.
Wait, the dog is focused on his arm. What is that mark? Get out of venom now!
Venom now!
They injected the antidote, started oxygen, pumped fluids, and waited. Then one beep, then another. Ryan's pulse flickered.
You just saved your partner's life. What? What happened?
The failed diagnosis, the venom, and how Shadow refused to give up.
You never stopped believing in me, did you, boy?
The miracle canine who saved his dying officer is making national headlines tonight.
For Ryan, it wasn't just a miracle story. It was a wake-up call. When he recovered, he requested to meet every doctor who had.
He went to thank them. You did your best, but sometimes the best diagnosis doesn't come from a machine. It comes from love.
Don't ever underestimate instinct, whether it's yours or a golden retriever's.
He no longer ignored small signs, whether in people, animals, or life itself.
The monitors were flatlining. Officer Ryan Carter's pulse was gone. His breathing had stopped. Doctors rushed around the ER table shouting numbers, swapping syringes, but deep down they all knew they had lost him. Time of death, 6:42 p.m. The head doctor whispered, pulling the white sheet halfway over Ryan's chest. Outside the emergency room window, a German shepherd began barking violently, his paws scratching the glass, his body trembling, as if he knew what was happening inside. That dog's name was Shadow, and he wasn't just Ryan's canine partner, he was his other half. Before we begin, don't forget to hit like, repost, or share, and subscribe. And I'm really curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. Back to the story. Minutes earlier, Ryan had collapsed, without warning, in his own living room. No gunshot, no wound, no visible injury. Just sudden pain, gasping, and blackout. By the time paramedics arrived, his heartbeat was faint. They did everything. The best trauma team, 20 specialists, hours of tests, and still no one could figure out why his body was shutting down. But Shadow refused to leave. He barked, growled, and even bit one of the security guards who tried to take him away. Something inside him was screaming that this wasn't over. And that's when it happened. Just as the doctors were about to cover Ryan's face with the sheet, Shadow broke free from his leash, bolted through the automatic doors, and leapt onto Ryan's bed. The staff tried to pull him off, but then everyone froze. The dog wasn't just barking anymore. He was sniffing frantically at Ryan's left arm, whining, pawing, and finally biting the sleeve. The nurse gasped, "Wait, what's that? Smell?" They unrolled his sleeve and a faint patch of redness appeared near a small puncture mark, barely visible. Before the doctor leaned in, "Get a light." Within seconds, what they thought was a harmless scratch revealed a swollen spot turning bluish-black. Shadow kept pouring, whining louder. The head doctor's eyes widened. "Oh my God, it's a venom site." Turns out Ryan hadn't collapsed from a heart attack at all. Hours earlier, during a routine call to a farmhouse, he'd been bitten by a rare snake that had slithered into a barn. The venom was spreading slow, disguising itself as cardiac failure. None of the 20 doctors caught it because the bite looked like nothing more than a bug sting. But Shadow did. "Get out of venom now." Everyone rushed back into action. They injected the antidote, started oxygen again, pumped fluids, and waited. Seconds passed. Then one beep. Then another. Ryan's pulse flickered. Back on the monitor. The room went silent. The doctor looked at Shadow, still standing over Ryan protectively, and said softly, "You just saved your partner's life." Hours later, Ryan woke up. His voice was weak. What happened?" They told him everything. The failed diagnosis, the venom, the chaos, and how Shadow refused to give up when everyone else did. Ryan turned his head toward the dog curled beside his bed and whispered, "You never stopped believing in me, did you, boy?" Shadow's ears perked and his tail thumped once against the sheets. News spread fast. The miracle canine who saved his dying officer became a national headline. Reporters surrounded the hospital. Children drew pictures of Shadow, and police departments across the country shared the story as a symbol of loyalty beyond words. But for Ryan, it wasn't just a miracle story. It was a wake-up call. When he recovered, he requested to meet every doctor who had worked on him that night. He didn't go to blame them. He went to thank them. "You did your best, but sometimes the best diagnosis doesn't come from a machine. It comes from love." He then turned to the team's head physician, the same one who had declared his death, and said something that made the man tear up. "Don't ever underestimate instinct, whether it's yours or a dog's." A few weeks later, Ryan returned to duty, Shadow walking proudly by his side. But something in Ryan had changed. He no longer ignored small signs, whether in people, animals, or life itself. Every call he responded to, every person he helped, he carried that moment in his heart. The moment when everyone gave up, but one soul didn't. And sometimes late at night, he'd sit on the station steps, Shadow's head resting on his knee, and he'd whisper, "You saw what 20 doctors couldn't. You didn't just save my life. You reminded me why I live." It wasn't just a story of survival. It was proof that faith, loyalty, and instinct still beat logic when the heart refuses to give up. Because sometimes heroes don't wear badges. Sometimes they wear fur. If you believe animals feel love just like humans, hit like If you think every life matters, leave a comment. And if this story made you feel something, subscribe because we've got more that'll move your